Prop 33 is about rent control. It was placed on the ballot by more than 540,000 California registered voters who signed a petition. The question to voters is, do you want cities and counties to be able to limit residential rent increases? California renters typically pay 50% more for housing than renters in other states. In some parts of the state, rent is more than double the national average. Almost 30% of California renters spend more than half of their income on rent, which is the third largest percentage in the nation behind Florida and Louisiana. A state law prohibits rent from increasing more than 5 to 10% in a year, depending on inflation. This law will expire in 2030. Another state law, called Costa-Hawkins, does not allow rent control in 3 cases. There are no limits on rent for any single-family home, for any housing built after February 1995, or for new renters that are first moving in. About 1 in 4 people in California live in communities where the local government has stricter limits on how much landlords can increase rent, as long as it's not a single-family home, housing built after February 1995, or a new renter. All jurisdictions in Nevada County abide by the state rent control law, which limits 5 to 10% increases per year. If the majority of voters vote yes on Prop 33, it would eliminate Costa-Hawkins so that cities and counties would be allowed to limit rent increases for any type of housing and for new as well as existing tenants. Any local laws that were made inoperative under Costa-Hawkins would take effect upon the approval of Prop 33. And Prop 33 would prevent the state from limiting the ability of local governments to control how much rents increase in the future. According to the Legislative Analyst's Office, which is a nonpartisan state department, for local jurisdictions that choose to limit rent increases beyond what the state allows, the value of rental housing may decline because potential landlords would not want to pay as much for these properties, which would reduce property tax revenues for local jurisdictions in the tens to millions of dollars annually, which is less than 0.5% of the total property tax revenue. The LAO also projects that fewer houses would be available to rent because landlords would sell their property to new owners who would live in the housing instead of renting it out. These are not the opinions of the League of Women Voters, but people who support Prop 33 say that statewide rent control is a one-size-fits-all for many different situations across the state, and that Prop 33 gives decisions about rent control to local governments that can tailor policies that work for their local residents. Again, while not necessarily the opinion of the League, people who oppose Prop 33 say that lower rents will lead to property deterioration and make rental housing less lucrative, leading to less rental housing, which would drive rents up. As of September 1st, total contributions for Prop 33 were $26 million, including $25.5 million from the AIDS Healthcare Foundation and $600,000 from Kevin De Leon, who's an LA City Councilman, and $50,000 from Unite Here, Local 11, which is an LA Hospitality Workers Union. Total contributions against Prop 33 are $44.5 million, including $22 million from the Association of Realtors, $12 million from the California and Greater LA Apartment Association, and $5 million from the National Association of Realtors. Campaign finance can change dramatically, though, up until Election Day. Updates to campaign contributions can be seen on cal-matters.org, ballotpedia.org, and lao.ca.gov. The more money contributed to a campaign, the more ads you'll hear and see either for or against the issue. The least reliable information to base your vote on is any paid advertising, and the media in general requires some effort to determine what's opinion and what's fact. The most reliable sources for facts are the Cal Matters, Ballotpedia, and LAO websites. So a yes on Prop 33 means you do not want the state to limit the kinds of rent control laws that cities and counties could have, and a no on Prop 33 means that you want to continue to limit the kinds of rent control laws that cities and counties could have as it is today.